Good morning, family. Happy Thursday.
Good afternoon, family.
Well,
Happy Thursday.
it's still, actually,
It's just moved over.
Look here.
It's
It
just
isn't
moved
12
over.
o'clock yet. We went live a few minutes early. So,
So,
technically,
technically-
it's not afternoon.
We just did that.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Okay. Well, welcome in, everybody.
Synchronicity.
This is Midday Q&A with
Jon.
and Kerri.
Welcome.
Good to see you guys.
Dear
Comment.
God, you have so much energy today. What's
Well,
going on?
I've had coffee and I have my tea, so, lots going on here.
Well then.
Yes. But comment in. Let us know where you're watching from. Tell us hello. How you doing? I'm
And
going to get this
all
shared real
that.
quick.
Make sure we share all of that. Make sure that you're commenting, liking, loving. Hey, did you put your phone on silent?
No.
Can I do that?
Yes.
Do you mind? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Because if it starts ringing, y'all know what John's going to do. He's going to start.
No. See,
Dancing.
that.
He does, though. He does.
Dancing, yeah. Okay, I'm not sure how to put yours on silent. I don't know. Hey, just welcome everybody.
The button. You push the button.
Oh, mine doesn't have that button anymore. So
Because he's got the newest
it
fanciest
has the push
phone.
button.
All right.
Push button.
Okay, guys.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry.
I love it.
Look,
that you have
I'm
your
down to
energy.
business
you
today.
have
I'm
to
down
read.
to business.
You need to read.
So
but
my
you gotta
cup,
read your.
my cup says, I know it's backwards. Sorry, guys. It says radiate positivity.
I think it actually flips it. The camera
Oh,
flips it. For
well, if
them.
you can
Maybe,
read
I
it,
don't know.
hallelujah.
Yeah.
Radiate positivity every day, guys. All right, tea time with Kerri. I don't know if John doesn't have his tea, so
I don't.
it's just with me
I
today.
have my jazzy, sassy Baba cup.
That's cute. That's cute.
Sassy.
That's cute.
Thank you, Sassy.
All right, so traditional medicinals, tea, immune zoom. It's very good for you, especially when there's all kinds of things flying around and people getting sick. But it has cute little quotes. And this one today says, talking to plants is one way of talking directly to spirit.
Wow.
Rosemary Gladstar. We like this Rosemary lady. She likes to put a lot of quotes on
She
here.
likes to talk about
Plants.
plants.
Well,
Because I think a couple of weeks ago she talked about plants too.
They're all about the plants. Have you not noticed the theme?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that makes
They're
sense
all
because
about
it's tea,
plants, 'cause
right?
it's tea.
leaves.
But I
plants.
love that. Talking to plants is one way of talking directly to spirit. Very true.
Very nice.
Very true.
So you should talk to your plants.
Actually, that's true. There's a study about that. If you play like happy music and you talk nice to them, like there have been studies shown that the plant thrives more than if you yell at it, if you play like really crazy music, like it actually will alter its chemistry.
Same thing for water. Do you know that?
No?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
No
this
way.
amazing scientist in Japan who did a wonderful experiment on water and how water is directly affected by how you act toward it, the words you share with it.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's
Well, you
interesting.
learn something new every day. Hey, we have someone else joining us too, guys. We should be nice and... This is Butters. Butters is with us today. Yes, he decides to be part of the Q&A. All right, guys.
Why not?
We're going to get into the question. So the question of the day today
This is an
is...
interesting one today.
It is. I'm kind of looking forward to this one.
Okay.
When someone uses the phrase, it is as it is, what does that mean?
Well,
It means a lot, but
or
John?
Not much. Go ahead.
you take it away.
You want me to take it away?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I might get like 3 minutes at the end, but that's all I need, guys.
that's hilarious. No, but you were kind of like vibing
Look,
on this.
it is as it is, y'all.
It is.
I'm
What
kidding.
did that mean to you?
A lot. Okay, what does it mean to you,
well,
though, John?
Unpack it then, because you're
Is
the
it-
one that could.
No.
Because you were kind of vibing on this before we even started, when we were getting set up.
yeah.
You were kind of vibing on
Okay.
it. So, I mean, if you don't want to, I'll go, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? No, we're going to let you go first this time. It's only fair.
Wow.
We.
At
We
least
as
you
in we and y'all
at
on
least
here.
you admit to the multiple personalities.
What does it mean, John? It is as it is.
All right. So the phrase that I used to hear the most was not "it is as it is." I used to hear people say "it is what it is," and that is a little different. Okay. All right. It is what it is. That's actually the most popular thing because this is almost like the Mandela effect that we say
it is.
in our community more. It is as it is, versus the popular saying was "it is what it is." And I stopped using "it is what it is" because I felt like "it is as it is" spoke to a larger scope of what was happening. But the saying, at least in spiritual circles, seems to be basically a way of surrendering my ability to conclude the situation. Like it's really a term of surrender. It's I don't know what to do with this. I don't know where to categorize it. I don't know where to put it. I'm not sure what it means. Not sure where this goes. So I'm surrendering and saying it is as it is. Now, Byron Katie has done a lot of work around in fact, the first step in her principles and in her work is to accept what is as it is without resisting or fighting against it. That is a form of surrender. That there's just some things we can't explain, and I call it. I think of this as a term of non-resistance. It's weird, for instance, that change is the most consistent thing that ever happens in life, and yet we seem to be so resistant to change. But when we look at things that are hard to deal with, or things that we are having a hard time computing, maybe even finding any logic in, I think to say it is as it is basically you saying I don't really know actually what I'm dealing with here.
And it's okay to say I don't know. I love I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the recovery movement says it this way: God grant me this serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We talked about this not too long ago. Mind your business. Don't mind anyone else's business, and leave God's business to God. And that sounds like a religious thing and could be considered religious. For me, I would just say there's some things that are my business to work on. Your life is not my business to work on.
Correct.
Mine is.
Right.
And there are some things that only the source, the Tao, God can do. Or can explain.
I don't know if y'all can hear that
helicopter
flying over.
So it is as it is for me. Is that's a way for me to essentially say I can't tell you what is happening. I don't have any direction. I have no intellectual solution.
I have mixed feelings about this thing. I think part of it, it is as it is. For me, yes, I do feel like it's a way of letting go or giving up control. But then I also think on the flip side, it could be a lack of commitment to something or a lack of
like laziness.
Like well, it is as it is, so I'm not gonna push forward and get my degree, or it is as it is, I'm not going to work harder or not harder, because you don't have to work harder. I catch myself when I say that, but to put the effort. It's almost like you put your hands up and there's no effort. So I personally have mixed feelings about that saying. I always have. That's why when this question came across, I was like, ooh, it's juicy, because I personally think, some people could say that's being spiritual, saying, well, it is as it is, and so it is, and that's fine. But I also feel like there has to be a balance. You can't just let go and I'm sorry. And some things you can't just let go and let God. That's probably, Reverend Kerri. But sometimes, it takes effort. Sometimes you do have to meet someone halfway or meet that situation halfway. I don't think it's a one-way street. Especially depending on what the situation is, like in a relationship. You can't just say, well, I'll give you an example. If John and I our relationship's not doing well, it just is as it is. Huh? No. We as a unit have to work together to find whatever is causing this issue or the issue and work on that and find, a place of moving forward together. So it is as it is, or it is what it is, to me is
resignation.
Yeah, I don't feel it is more spiritual. I feel like it's less spiritual than some people think it is, because I feel like, in this life, everything's about choices. We have the ability, we have the power to choose our path. We have the power to choose our lifestyle. So it is as it is, or it is what it is. I feel like can be a resignation. Thank you. That's the word I was searching for. I was like, a lack of commitment. I don't know if that's the right one, because you don't have to be committed to something necessarily, but a resignation. Yeah.
So it could be a form of bypass or cop out.
Ah, there you go. Thank you. See, he's the
it's
word
like
nerd, guys. I'm over here like thinking in my brain.
Well, no. I
That's
mean,
good.
it can be.
Yeah.
It can be. But also, I think it's important that because I talked about this last night. Actually, it's interesting. Some of the subject was during the midweek connection.
Oh, wow, really? Huh. Look at that.
But not the term "it is as it is."
Okay.
It was dealing with, us really thinking that, for instance, with manifestation, what we're wanting to manifest in our life, it takes a lot of effort. Or that life, period, takes a lot of effort. We a lot of times think it does, and as a result, it does. But it's because we've forgotten that life is not a train track; it's a dance.
Yeah.
We think that it's supposed to end up somewhere, and it's not. It is a dance. You're never going to complete.
Well, it's the journey. It's not the destination.
That's exactly right.
I love that. I don't even know who says that. Do you know who says that? Life is not a journey. It's not. Life is not about the destination. It's about the journey. So it's not getting to somewhere. It's that walk of it. Like all every step along the journey is another milestone or another something detrimental that's happened in your life. Happy, good, sad. All of those is all on the journey. So I love that.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, and one of the examples that I used last night in the chat was that it's not if you all you do is watch the GPS because you're trying to get to a destination, you'll miss all of the beauty around you. And that's what I mean by we think we have to work to make it happen. Yeah. It really is more about surrendering to the joy of life, to the peace of life.
Yeah.
Can it become a bypass? Yeah. I mean, the
Sure.
examples you gave, right, were good, clear examples that some people will just say it is as it is, which means I'm giving up. And I think there's a difference in giving up and giving in. Yeah. Giving up is resignation, it's cop out, it's I just don't want to work on it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Giving in is a surrender to the higher power. And that higher power is not some guy in the sky in the sweet by and by. Yeah. That higher power is a higher level of consciousness. It's what Einstein said when he said you can't fix a problem from the same consciousness that created the problem. So it's about upgrade. Right now we're in the resurrection season. Sometimes it's about putting the old personality traits on the proverbial cross and then resurrecting into a new level of living so that you can, from that place, you start to see bird's eye view. Instead of being stuck in the forest, now you can see the trees. So yes, it can be a form of bypass. But also I think that there is some beauty in being able to say, hell if I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's another way to go play.
It is.
I don't know. It's just like what we're dealing with right now currently. First Unity Spiritual Campus.
Yeah.
Because for people who think that we have not looked for buildings, we haven't been trying to figure out where to have more permanent space. We haven't been trying to figure out with what's coming in financially, how to structure a thriving ministry. I think it's ironic and even funny that our theme is Thrive in 2025, and here we are again, sort of in, sometimes feels like quicksand.
It's growth. It's the pulling. It's the stretching. It's the birthing. It's messy.
And there's a lot of it is as it is. Like there's a certain part of this where you go,
It's
what,
true.
our calling and our mission and our vision, it's going to continue. We're going to get creative.
Correct.
And it's almost like when you say it is as it is, in that regard, you're turning it over to a higher intelligence. And you're able to sort of feel the inflow and start to receive instead of work. Because like Radiance and the real estate team and Lisa
Thank you,
and,
guys.
and
All their hard work.
you and Angie
Everyone.
and myself.
It's a team effort.
And Ronnie, and Hannah,
Everyone.
we've all been trying to construct. And Rebecca Joy, when she was the campus manager, and Leo working in the finance and the board, and we've all been working on trying to construct something. And sometimes you just have to be able to say, look, it is as it is. What I do believe is that we are a beacon of hope. I do believe that we're intended to be here. I do believe that our vision and our mission is important. I do believe that we're meant to be a community that affects change in Tampa Bay area and around the world. That's what I know. What I don't know is why it's happening the way it's happening. And sometimes it is as it is, gives you the ability to see something in yourself that maybe you are damming up the process or crimping it, and you didn't realize that. So, because I'll give you, for instance, to me, work hard, sure will, make it happen. You're clench fisted. And what if you're holding the hose and you're keeping the flow from happening?
That's true.
And it's the moment of surrender. Sometimes it is as it is just this. And when you do that, you're able to catch the blessing, or you're releasing the stranglehold.
But just know, us saying it is as it is for the situation that we're in, as in First Unity, does not mean that we are completely letting go. I mean, we are actively looking. So I mean,
of course,
we use that term. There's both sides to that term in this situation, because yes, some of it is letting go because we ultimately know that Source has us, and that we will have the perfect place wherever that is and whatever that looks like for our community in our next phase of our journey. But we are actively looking because, I mean, you know, we I don't know if that's just us as humans. We have an idea of what we would like our space to be. Speaking of that, we're going to be talking about, actually this Sunday, I'm just going to let it out really quick. We are doing a mastermind group. I'm going to be talking about it this Sunday. Actually, Reverend Angie is going to be talking about it from the platform, a little bit about it. We're going to have that scheduled for next Saturday, not the Saturday coming up, but the following Saturday. We need everyone to be a part of this. To be
mastermind manifestation.
Yes, a manifestation. So around the perfect space for our community. So more information on that. That was just a plug. So be looking for that to come out.
Now we're back from the commercial break.
Look, that was my squirrel moment in my plug, because, you know, John likes to plug, so I plugged.
So this is what comes to my mind, and see if this resonates with you. So I think balanced, mature spirituality in regards to any situation we face is intentional preparation with radical openness.
Ooh, I like that. Say that again.
Intentional preparation.
Yep.
With radical openness. In other words, I'm preparing. I'm gonna do my part.
I like that.
But I'm also radically open to.
I like that.
So that I don't become so rigid I can't receive.
We need to make that a quote.
Okay.
Did you steal that from somebody? Oh, okay. We're gonna make that a quote and put that on Facebook.
But I also didn't make that up. I mean, because words are words, right?
I understand, but that's good. That paints a picture. That's good.
Intentional preparation.
Yeah.
With radical openness.
I'm gonna write this down while he's talking.
With radical openness creates windows where they weren't there before. You start to see doors where they didn't appear before, where it seemed to be only walls. There's openings. And I think that's the yin yang. That's the yin yang. Is that I'm doing my part. So I'm not being lazy.
Yeah.
But I'm radically open so that I don't think I'm controlling something.
That's the balance. I love it. Look, life's about balance, guys.
To the best of your ability.
It is.
And when you find that you're perfectly in balance, you're perfectly imbalanced. True. Because the truth is that that's always kind of a work, right? Something that we're striving for, maybe.
I love it. So, for you guys watching, when someone uses the phrase, it is as it is, what does that mean to you? Type it in the comments. We'd like to hear from you. See what you think. I know there's obviously opinions. Everyone has one. Yeah. But, you know.
And what about it is what it is? Okay, because that was the popular phrase. We say in our community, and it's kind of more of an Eckhart Tolle thing to say it is as it is. But it is what it is.
I think that's the more common language, but I believe it's the same result. It is as it is, to me, feels a little more spiritual.
It feels a little more open.
The language, instead of it is what it is. That sounds more basic.
Yeah.
Like people who are not spiritual will say, well, it is what it is. People who are spiritual, I feel like that could be I am that I am. Like, that's not something a random person who's not spiritual would say. They would say, I am what I am, or I am who I am. So I think it's just language, different, changing the verbiage around.
Could be. One feels a little more concrete, and the other one feels a little more fluid. You know, it is what it is. It's like what if there's not even a definition of the what? So to say it is as it is, like what's occurring, I can't even tell you what it is. Like, it's beyond my definition.
Sure.
Certainly beyond my conclusions. And that's why I think it's important for us to remain more inclusive than conclusive. Because to conclude something is to say it's been brought to an end. And that's not going to happen. I mean, you're living your life the way you're living your life. But there's an ebb and flow here, my friends.
Yes.
And losing judgment about what is, too, is really important.
Yes.
I was telling somebody yesterday, I said, I have never stepped down to the Gulf and watched the waves and went, that wave didn't do it right.
Yeah.
You weren't as good as that wave. You don't step up to flowers and go, you're not, this rose, you're not as good as that rose. This is the thing that we tend to do in life, is kind of just judge things instead of just letting things unfold as they are. And yeah.
Okay, awesome. I think that's it, guys. That wraps it up for the day. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, please send that to admin@firstunity.org, or you can type it here in the comments.
Hey.
And I apologize for last week, guys. I was going to do that in the beginning. I was on vacation with my daughter, and John and I, in the midst of our transition with the campuses, did not even talk about last week. So I apologize. I know there was a couple of y'all hanging out there like, hello, are y'all going to go live? So I apologize. That was really more on me. But I did enjoy my time with my daughter. It was wonderful. So
I should have
thank you.
I should have just brought Angie on and said, here's
Right.
my church wife.
Get her a short
Church
like
wife
wig.
things. Yeah.
Put her some glasses on.
Yeah.
That'd have been
That's
funny.
what I should have done. Or done
Next
it by
time.
myself and said, I'm single this week.
With John and crickets.
Yeah. Crickets.
Anyways, so I apologize. But
Hey, this Sunday though.
Yeah.
Catherine Hickman Theater.
Yes.
So just remember now, it's somewhat limited seating, but there are, I was told yesterday, there's 170
okay, so that's better than we thought.
because 3 of the chairs are going to be moved out, so we have more handicap space for everyone whoever has a walker or a wheelchair, whatever, So, but it is a little bit limited in comparison to the sanctuary we've been in. So just be mindful of that.
And we have 2 services.
We do 8:30 and 11. So be in the space. And if somebody, if you're out there and you're willing to be there early, earlier in the morning and help with some load in for some equipment and some technology and stuff,
Feel free.
Let us know. Feel free to show up at the Catherine Hickman Theater in Gulfport.
First service 8:30, second service 11, and then I'm sorry, I'm jumping right in.
No, you're good.
And then our
Perfect.
Youth Expressing Spirit for the kiddos. Make sure you bring your kiddos or your grandkiddos. We're having our Easter egg hunt, and that is during the 11 o'clock service, so it won't be afterwards like we've had in the past. Crystal, Emmanuel, myself, I think Reverend Mickey, we're all going to be involved with the kids while you're enjoying the Easter service. So when you come out, the kiddos will have already had all their Easter fun. No lunch this week or next week.
But there are a bunch of places in Gulfport.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Since we're in Gulfport, super cool cafes, guys. So maybe take your family and go and enjoy and support local businesses.
Yeah, that's what we
That's a
should be
big one.
doing right now anyway.
Stay away from the chains. Find some local places, mom and pops. They make awesome food.
And there's several there.
There
in
is.
Gulfport,
There's really cool.
Down near the water,
Yes.
but also just in other parts of Pasadena right there.
And one more plug. If you have not signed up for newsletters or text alerts, please do that. firstunity.org. It's right there on the main page. So, please sign up for alerts because, right now with us being in, I know John doesn't like to use the word transition, but
I do. I like the word transition.
We're looking for, okay, you do.
I do, but I want us to be transplanted to a more permanent place. That's why I was saying that.
And I want you all to know where we are every step of the way, because we can update it on our website, we can update it on our Facebook, but when you Google our address, it's still going to say the other address, 4824, because you have to have a permanent location to change that. So please, guys, sign up for all of our ways to stay connected so you can make sure and you're up to date with where we are.
And please be aware of that. Like if you become frustrated because you see something that's not congruent in terms of like the website and the address, there's certain things that we're not able to do in the process while we're in a little bit of flux. Right. So just know that we're trying. It's not that we're ignoring it. Our team is really working hard, and we have we're almost less than a skeleton crew right now.
We are.
And we really are doing the best we can to keep up with those kinds of things. But Kerri and Angie, they have really looked into every element of this that we can think of.
And I'm still actively moving and changing things. So if someone sees something out there other than Google that our address is still on, please send us an email, admin@firstunity.org, or me, Kerri, Kerri @firstunity.org. Because our address is on so many different places and areas and out
some
there.
Some that you may not even know
about.
And
some I may not be able to change, but let us know if you see it. I will do my best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
And now is the time to collect together in community, by the way.
Yeah.
To be able to at least say that part, it is as it is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to allow my frustration to sort of be pushed to the side so that we collect together in community. Because if there's ever a time that an inclusive community needs to be vibrant, it's during this season in our life and in the world. Okay. So let's come together. Let's find ways to work together, to collaborate and cooperate, and to contribute even more than complain. So consider that as we
Yes,
move
please.
through this process.
We want to keep this high vibration energy as high as we can, even amidst the speed bumps, maybe.
Let's keep before us that love is who I am. Gratitude
Yes.
is my attitude. Abundance is my nature. And well-being is my birthright. That's all being manifested now in very interesting ways.
It is. I'm excited, guys. Here we grow. You know what? We've been growing, and that's what we've been saying since we started. Here we grow. Here we grow. I mean,
If you ever stop, that means you're probably dying.
correct.
So, all right.
All right. We love and appreciate you guys. We will see you this Sunday. Tonight, meditation. Whoop! Quickly. Tonight, meditation is at 1900. Stop laughing at me.
You said, whoop.
Look, my brain is going 90 miles. Like, I got so much in here. So
Your brain's going so fast that mine is going fast now. It's trying to keep up.
Okay. Our 6 p.m. meditation tonight is at 1900 61st Avenue North. It is at the Town Apartments North, I believe is what it's called. Park around the, what do they call it? The pond, or in the Boost parking lot. Boost Mobile, I believe is what it is. So it's right there. Look for signs that say meditation. Tonight is led by Sal with Michaela on the bowls. We will be live streaming.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, and Nick is going to be there. So we have a live stream set up. But if you can be in the building, be in the building. It would be awesome. 6 p.m. All right, guys. I think that's all the plugs. I know we plugged a lot in there. Thank you for being patient. All right, guys. We love you. Have a great day. Peace, love, and recycle.